Cornell and Nereus, when I see that you are both straight
On the
and
right-hand
ready,
side of
I
the
will
screen
start
is
you like this.
Nereus in the buck station, and in the buck station on the left-hand side in the red rowing suits with the red and white blades is Cornell University C from the US. See the coxswains raising their hands. They do that to alert the umpire to let them know that they're not quite straight and ready to start.
Go!
And both crews are away here in the Temple Challenge Cup, Cornell University C and A.S.R. Nereus.
Both crews going off very aggressively. Nereus maybe getting a few more strokes in early on, but steering a bit there. Both crews moving over to the left.
And a nice start there from Nereus on the right-hand side. They were the winners of this event in 2015, and they're here for one task only, and that is to win this event. Absolutely eyes on the prize for Sunday. They've taken a great lead here in the very early stages, almost half a length now over Cornell, who had a little bit of a steering issue moving over toward the booms on the left-hand side, just out of the start, but they look like they're starting to settle into a more comfortable rhythm now.
Yeah, and they're Cornell, they're really good platform, seem to be rowing to a good rhythm. The crew's taking roughly the same strokes per minute, so it's going to be a battle of who can push the boat the furthest between strokes. Cornell moving, Nereus slowly moving, I think, at the moment, finding a better rhythm.
We'd certainly expect the Nereus crew to be the crew to beat, not only in this event, but certainly in this race. As we mentioned, Cornell with 3 crews here, the C crew here on screen at the moment, so probably not as strong as we might expect the other crews to be, but certainly putting up a fight in the early stages of this race. But Nereus just stepping out over a little bit of bumpy water there. You can see, particularly in the 7th seat there, just trying to stay clear of a little bit of a ripple on the water.
Yeah, it's very rough. A few coaches I've spoken to, athletes, saying it's very, very rough out there today. It looks very nice, but actually it's quite tricky conditions. What a great view there of Nereus. Really great rhythm there. Lots of time through the water, letting the boat do some of the work. Whereas I think Cornell, by contrast, is slightly lighter rhythm, and we'll see which one pays off during the race.
But here, the priority, as we've said, the water is a little tricky. You can get a good idea of it when we're down at boat level, as we are now with the camera. You can see that little popple on the water. It is actually very tricky, and these athletes in the 8, it feels so hard and so fast being in the 8. It's very deceptive on screen because it looks a lot slower than it feels, but certainly I would think that they'd be just trying to keep their blades clean. You wouldn't want to be making any mistakes at this point. It could cost you the race.
Yeah, especially in the moment it's only half a length and there's good overlap and contact, and definitely it's good to be in the lead, but actually if you stay there for too long, the pressure starts to shift onto the crew that's leading, because the other crew is just holding onto you and almost taking some of your energy.
And it looks as though the Cornell crew on the right-hand side of the screen is starting to move up just a little on the Nereus crew. Nereus went very hard through that later start phase of the race. It looked like they were expending quite a lot of energy. Although they looked tidy, they did look like they were really working for it, and we can see Cornell now having a really solid move. This could be a bit of a race-changing moment here.
It could. The Nereus crew really needs to keep its composure, staying quite close to the booms there. Both crews are rowing very well, very clean blade work. Slight contrast in terms of Cornell making it more sort of easy speed, whereas Nereus really trying to use just power to do it, really. But that's a great shot again.
Yeah, we can see Cornell just sitting with just a little overlap, and certainly in this match-style racing, this is so important to try and get a lead, but then be able to read and control the race. You want to expend maybe a little bit of energy to be able to put yourself in that defending position, but you don't want to spend too much that the crew just eats it away in the second half.
Yeah, if you're a confident crew, it's a long way for an 8 to row back, but you need to be in control when you're doing it. It looked like there, just as the overhead shot went by, that Nereus might have moved out 6 or 8 feet with some sort of effort. So now it's maybe a bit more than half a length advantage as they go down the course here past the Remington Club there on the left-hand side.
Both crews at a rate of striking of 35 strokes per minute, so really in the thick of that rhythm now. This is where we expect to see 8 sitting at around that mid-30s, really thumping it down the course. No one's able to take their foot off the pedal at this point. Like we've said, incredible racing for the first day of Henley.
It is, and Cornell really not rolling over at all. They're still fighting very hard. Maybe even have taken back some of that push that Nereus did there. The billboard on the right hand side, the progress board showing half the length. So it's still all to race for with just over 400 meters to go.
As they're coming down to the enclosures, they'll start to get a bit of noise. You can see a bit of boat wash that the crews are contending with. It's such a tough race.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see now what happens. Who's got enough energy left to really make a difference in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes of the race. Both crews still keeping great composure here. There's a great view with the stewards behind. Good blade work, dealing with the water really very well.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by this Cornell crew. Hard to believe it's their C crew rowing so well, and less than a length down on the Nereus crew, who we would have thought would have been one of the top contenders for this event, the Temple Challenge Cup.
Definitely, there's a great view you don't see very often in rowing. You can see the bows are just carving through the water, and you can see the way the boat pitches up and down. You can see the riggers disappearing and appearing. Fantastic view.
So they're coming down now towards the finish line. The Cornell crew sitting out into the middle of the course, just a little off their station.
Both crews looking pretty tight. The Nereus crew looking like they've worked very hard, but it's been paid off. I think they're going to win the race here.
As they come across the line in the Temple Challenge Cup, it is A.S.R. Nereus from the Netherlands over Cornell University C from the United States of America. A great race there, both crews all the way to the line.